Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Okay, I'll try that. Today is a little mixed media feel to it. It is getting out some products I have not used for a very long time, and I know there's other product lines out there I could do this with, but this is what I have, and they've been in my drawer. Used them a fair amount for a while, and then I haven't for a long time. So I'm going to try. And I've seen, I think Simon Hurley's done this. I have seen other mixed media artists do this. And I'm going to take some lunar paste from Simon Hurley. We're going to put it on an embossing folder, let it dry, and peel it off and see if I can use that element, maybe trim it out to the shape and things to have a kind of that pasty, rubbery kind of element that I can put on top of my card. I love this. I think it looks cool. The ones I've seen do it. I'm going to see if I can do it and make this work to what I want it to do, which I want that shape, and then I want to try to trim it out so I have that full shape. I'm going to do one where I'm just going to smear it on, and I'm going to use that as a background. I'm not going to do this once. I'm not going to do it twice. I'm going to try this 3 ways for the very first time. So what's going to have to happen is I'm going to go through the process. We're going to smear this on. I'm going to probably have to let this dry overnight. Then I'll cut back to the edit where I'm peeling this off and trimming this down and seeing if I can get what I want to get. Okay? Before I head down to that down camera and show you this or try this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me and be part of my community here on YouTube and Instagram. I have all kinds of card hops. I do lives. I do design team stuff. Do my own videos. I've got some series coming out there. Please give me that thumbs up if you like what I'm doing, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Let's give this a try. I'm itching to dig back into these lunar pastes and give this a try. So let's try it. Here's what I've done. Let me zoom back out a little bit. All right, I have 3 embossing folders I want to try. I've got this fall one because I thought this would be fun. I've got a fall card I need to make anyway. We're going to try this. I have a floral, and then I have a full-on background. I don't know if this one's going to work because it's just little dots, and I don't know if it'll peel and get the texture I want, but I'm going to try it, right? Because I don't know if this is deep enough. Like this is 3D. This is, I don't know. We're gonna try this anyway. I want to use this as a background piece. So this is the one I'm gonna just smear on. Let's just start over here with the fall. And what I'm gonna have to do is there's the raised part and the indented part. This has got to go into the indented part of the side of that. So we're gonna get out the this one. It's been a long time, you all, so I gotta look up at the names. This is Guppy. I have not purchased the new ones yet. I need to, I know, but let's give this one a try with Guppy. And what I need to do is I need to fill that whole piece in. So this has got to go on really thick like frosting and fill it to the top of this shape. And this is where your patience is going to have to come in because now I've just got to let this whole thing dry. It's really thick, and that's okay. I want to keep that nice and thick. While we're at it, you know what? I'm going to go grab... Actually, let's do the... I was going to do pink. No, let's just do bee sting. And let's do a sweater because then I have 2 elements I can make a card from. Again, nice and thick layer. You gotta fill that whole gap in. And let that dry. You guys, this is just making me so excited to try this one. I've had this one I wanted to try for a long... Setting this aside to dry, we'll cut back to the peel and reveal on that. Now my floral. Same thing, I've got to go to the indented side. So this is the indented side. We're going to use Crown Me for this one. And same thing, I just have to nice thick frosting layer. And I'm pulling this past because I need some edge to this to try to trim it down to what I want. So I'm not going to scrape this off and clean it. I could try that, and I might try that at another time. But scraping this is clean off. I just don't want to scrape it out of there by doing that. All right, set that aside to dry. Now this one. Don't think this one's going to work, but we're going to try anyway. I'm going to use some shooting star on this pattern, and I'll tell you the names of these, and I'll have the links to what I'm using. And here, I'm still putting it on pretty thick. I don't think this one's going to work, but that's okay. That's why I do these. I try before you try, and you see if it works before you try. I just don't think this one's going to peel off like I want it to. All right, here we go. We are going to let these dry, good and dry, and I will be back once these are dry, and we're going to do the peel and reveal. Okay, I have let these dry for 24 hours, so I let these just dry overnight, and recording them the next day. Everything's good and dry. If you do remember, I filled these in right up to the line of the embossing, and so you can kind of see as it dried, it shrinks down a little bit and kind of settled in. So what I think I'm going to do, we're just going to find some thicker spots and just start peeling this back. And this one, remember, was the one I'm a little concerned about because it's so thin and not very thick here. And I just wanted this to be a piece to go across the back of a card. So we'll save that till last. All right, let's just take and start peeling the edge of this back. Lifting up, actually pretty easy, but I can tell it's a little rubbery and thin feeling, so I think rather than pulling up and stretching it and tearing it, I'm just going to try pulling this back on itself, just to alleviate too much pressure. Okay, I've got a good enough edge here, and I'm just going to lightly pull this back upon itself again. Oh, that's pulling off really nice. And look at the detail that comes off of that. How cool is that? I grabbed my scissors. We're going to try fussy cut one of these just to see how this fussy cuts, just to not have all of this stuff. If I want all this stuff, great. I think that'd look cool just as a little mixed media kind of something on a background. All right, let's try the pumpkin and the sweater. Same thing. I'm just peeling that edge enough to get something to grab onto, and then just peeling it back on itself. Same thing here. Peeling this back. Wow, that is cool. We're gonna try the sweater. A little bit more detail on the sweater. Same thing, I'm just, seems to work if I pull off around the edge. Much nicer that way. That worked. That worked. All right, this was the one I was concerned about, and let's just see if I can get an edge. I can feel already because it's so much thinner because there was not a deeper groove to put the product in. So we'll just see how this peels off. I just thought I'd try because I liked the pattern of this folder. Oh, not bad. If I do the same thing, peeling around the edge first. Now, it got thin because I was just smearing this across, so you might have to enhance that just a little, you know, pull that back and give it some help. Oh, that actually, not bad, not the greatest, still got the texture I wanted. It's super thin though. How? And I think that would look good just like that, laid across the background of a card and put something up on top. Let's just try fussy cut one. We'll just do the pumpkin since it's the smallest and the easiest, and see how this fussy cuts. Wow. Okay, first thing I notice is the scissors glides through this like melted butter. So you've got to be extremely, extremely careful because it just glides right through this paste and cuts it. Like I'm barely even closing my shears and it's cutting it. It is doable. I think it's going to be slow and steady wins the race when you do the fussy cutting on these, so as not to cut too far, like so. Yep, it works, but boy, oh boy, does that just glide right on through that paste. That would be such a great element. What a great option for a different medium to put on a card. I can guarantee you probably hardly anybody's ever gotten a card with this kind of stuff on it, right? Bring this up to the camera just a little bit so you can see the details. I think this is such a great idea, such a great choice, or another great choice of a medium to do something with. Use those embossing folders you're not using too. Get some of those ones out that you maybe don't like as much and turn them into something kind of cool this way, right? So hopefully this gives you guys an idea to get out some tools that, and maybe some paste that you haven't used for a while, and do something different. I actually really like this, and I can see myself making several cards with this and throwing this on some mixed media stuff. But I will tell you, it's rubbery, it's thin, it'll tear easy, so you've got to be gentle and careful with it. And it's still sticky, like it'll stick on itself, so I would just be careful with that. Thank you all so much for hanging with me, and until next time, I'll see you then.